Watch original photos and videos related to this news by clicking on the link given in the description below the article courtesy. Please subscribe our YouTube channel Listen News here. If you like the video, please like, comment and share the video. Italy announces 627 more deaths, pushing its total to 4,032, while the worldwide tally of fatalities hovers around 11,000. The death toll from the new coronavirus has surpassed 5,000 in Europe, the new epicenter of the pandemic, with Italy, Spain and Germany reporting a steep rise in infections, and as worldwide fatalities surged past 11,000. Italy announced 627 more deaths on Friday, the biggest day-to-day increase in the country's 4-week epidemic, a day after surpassing China's death toll. The total number of deaths in Italy has now reached 4,032. Spain's death toll has also increased to more than 1,000, while in Iran, the number on fatalities hit another grim milestone of more than 1,400, as the country marks the beginning of the Persian New Year. An estimated 235,000 people have been infected by the coronavirus globally and close to 10,000 have been confirmed dead, according to the World Health Organization. But the data collected by the Johns Hopkins University in the United States showed that more than 260,000 have already been infected in 166 countries, while 87,000 have recovered, mostly in China, where the outbreak first erupted. The same Johns Hopkins coronavirus monitor showed that the death toll has now surpassed 11,000 worldwide as of Saturday. Here are all the latest updates. Saturday, March 21st, 1:21 Greenwich Mean Time, New Zealand confirms first local outbreak. PM introduces alert system for the first time in New Zealand. Health authorities say there might be a local outbreak. Health authorities on Saturday announced 13 new cases of the coronavirus infection, bringing the number of confirmed cases to 52. They say 2 of the cases cannot be linked immediately to overseas travel, as has been the situation for all the previous cases, according to an AP news agency report. In a rare address to the nation, New Zealand's Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern urged people aged over 70 to stay home and all other New Zealanders to avoid non-essential travel. She introduced a new alert system, placing the country at 2 on a scale where 4 is the highest. The country has already closed its borders to everybody but citizens and residents and placed restrictions on public gatherings. Ardern said most schools will remain open, for now. 1:15 Greenwich Mean Time, Mexico coronavirus cases rise to more than 200. Mexico's health ministry said on Friday that confirmed coronavirus cases in the country now total 203, up by nearly a quarter from the previous day's tally of 164, according to a Reuters news agency report. On Friday, U.S. President Donald Trump has announced that the U.S. border with Mexico will be closed to non-essential travel to help contain the spread of the deadly disease. 0:50 Greenwich Mean Time, no new coronavirus cases in Wuhan for third straight day. The virus outbreak's epicenter of Wuhan in China reported no new or suspected cases again for a third consecutive day. Overall, China on Saturday reported 41 new cases detected over the previous 24 hours, all among people traveling from overseas, and another 7 deaths, 6 in Wuhan. China now has a total of 81,008 cases and 3,255 deaths. A total of 71,740 people have been declared cured and released from hospital. 0:10 Greenwich Mean Time, Cuba imposes temporary ban on tourists. Cuban President Miguel Díaz-Canel says the country is temporarily barring tourists in order to prevent the introduction of more cases of coronavirus, the Associated Press news agency reported. Díaz-Canel and Prime Minister Manuel Marrero Cruz said in an announcement on state television that only residents of the island would be allowed to enter for the next 30 days starting Tuesday. As of Friday, Cuba had announced 16 cases of COVID-19 and 1 death, all in people who had traveled overseas or been in direct contact with a traveler. Exceptions would be made for people involved in commercial importation, like crews of merchant ships, and for tourism industry workers who need to help tourists leave the country. Marrero said there were about 60,000 tourists in Cuba as of Friday evening. The Cuban economy is heavily dependent on tourism, which had already slowed dramatically due to U.S. sanctions tightened by the Trump administration. 23:45 Greenwich Mean Time Friday, Trump invokes Wartime Act to fight coronavirus. U.S. President Donald Trump announced on Friday he had put the Wartime Defense Production Act into action to aid the fight against coronavirus after saying earlier this week he would invoke the measure when needed. The measure is meant to allow the U.S. government to speed production of masks, respirators, ventilators and other needed equipment. Trump said he put the measure into action on Thursday evening. Asked why he was putting it into action now, the president told reporters it would be used to ensure that U.S. states could get masks and other equipment needed to fight the virus. 23:15 Greenwich Mean Time, U.S. Vice President's staff member tests positive of coronavirus. The White House has announced that a member of Vice President Mike Pence's staff has tested positive for coronavirus. Pence's spokeswoman Katie Miller said Friday that the staff member, who is not being identified, did not have close contact to either the Vice President or President Donald Trump. Miller says Pence's office was notified Friday evening of the positive test result. 2023 Greenwich Mean Time, Turkey's death toll rises, 670 confirmed cases. The death toll in Turkey due to the coronavirus rose to 9, Health Minister Fahrettin Koca said. The number of confirmed cases increased to 670 from 359. Koca said 3,656 tests had been conducted in the past 24 hours, 311 of which came back positive. 2011 Greenwich Mean Time, Israel reports first fatality from coronavirus. Israel reported its first death from the coronavirus, an 88-year-old man who also suffered from previous illnesses. The health ministry said in a statement the man had been brought to the hospital about a week ago in serious condition. Israel has so far reported 705 cases of coronavirus, the large majority with mild symptoms. About 10 patients are in serious condition and 15 have recovered completely.